Hello and welcome to the High or Lows podcast, a 5th ed Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the world of Taraz. I'm Philip Martin, your Dungeon Master, and with me is Lizzie McPherson.
Hey lovelies, welcome to the new week of episode.
Next up, we got Laurie Crawford.
Hello, hello.
And then we have ASHMEEDIA.
Good evening.
And last for tonight is Daniel Fletcher.
Ahoy hoy.
Unfortunately, Mimbo Wang is not feeling well, so he has to step out for this episode, but we hope he's feeling better for the next one. Anyway, to get into it, previously on the High or Lows podcast, we began with the group being physically attacked by a group of harpies after their attempts to lure the group to their deaths, or at least an extreme injury had failed. The combat started in a bit of chaos due to most of the group being quite tangled up in the rope that was connecting them, and the attack started relatively slowly. With the group, however, were in a precarious position as they didn't really have much space to utilize, so they fought with their backs to a wall and their front close to a ledge, but dropped into basic nothingness. Thankfully, the group realized that some of the harpies weren't too difficult to fell with pretty low hit points, and these made up the bulk of the group. Chuck began the fight heavily injured and due to the injuries he'd sustained as they were being lured to the harpies, and this meant that he fell after a single blow, unfortunately. However, Tweak sent his steel defender to cover Chuck whilst others in the group figured out ways to heal him. Then, when one of the harpies had been heavily injured, she actually retreated from the fight to save themselves for another day, and then the crew sort of realized that this would be the case with many of the harpies. So they continued fighting, and with harpies either falling or retreating at a steady rate, it wasn't long before the battle shifted, with the harpies at a distinct disadvantage, despite them having the home ground advantage. And after a short time, the battle was won, with several harpies retreating from the fight and seeking cover amongst the craggy stones. And so you can sort of hear distant fluttering of wings as they're getting away and scurrying away, but you can't see them. And so this is where we'll begin, with the group just having defeated the harpies, and you can still hear them flying away, but still in this precarious position on this ledge. Baracus, just on the edge of his vision in the direction that they're going, can see a bridge-like structure crossing the chasm ahead. Okay, so to give you a better description of where you guys are, most of you are still tied up in a rope. You're still very injured. You've been going up this incline for nearly a couple of 100 feet. And then you've either got on your left side as you've been going ahead, it's basically a drop down into the chasm. You've got about a 6-foot clearing before there's just basically a wall on your other side. And then Thistle is up ahead of you guys on the rope in her Thistle form right now. And beyond that is like a 40-foot drop down. And then you can see like it clears for a little bit. It's about 60 feet along. And then there's another like climb up, but it doesn't look quite as high as the one you're on. And then only Baracus can see the bridge way off in the distance.
Any sign of the nest?
Give me a perception check.
I could roll. 4.
You can't really see any nests. You're sort of distracted by the high wind and the precarious position you're in. Anyone do better?
I don't think there's any chance I'll see it.
Would there be anything I would pick up with my passive perception at least, or do you want me to roll perception?
Roll with your passive perception. You can hear the harpies scurrying away in random directions, because your passive perception is quite high, right? Like 16 or something like that?
21.
21 on your perception. Okay. So in the distance, you can't see the bridge. You don't have dark vision beyond 60 feet, so you can't actually see the bridge. You can see that you can see this other ledge off in the distance in the direction you've been going. And you can see that it starts getting wider, but that's really all you can see. You can see that there are No, you can't really see any harpy nests from where you are.
Okay.
Baracus, did you roll perception?
Yeah, with a nat 20, am I kind of seeing the same thing, or?
Okay, you got a nat 20, and if you're sort of going like right up to the edge and sort of having a good look as far as you can see around this chasm, you can sort of see over to the other side, and you can see about 40 feet up, there is like a big sort of rocky outcropping, and then there is something nest-like over there. You can see way off in the distance, like above the bridge, there is sort of like a big rocky platform, and there is sort of a nest there. You can also see a nest on the side that you're on, about sort of 100 feet ahead, poking out onto a rocky outcropping there. And you can also see, no, you wouldn't be able to see the other one. But suffice to say that you can see nests scattered around, and you suspect there might be more. So you did get a nat 20 vibe that there's probably more nests around.
There, and there. I can see them. I can smell them.
So they look of varying different degrees of difficulty get. The three that you can see.
I mean, are we out to destroy them? Are we out for blood here, or are we trying to? Was our priority to get across this chasm?
Also, with your perception check, you know that the harpies have not gone to their nest.
Yeah, they did scatter before in that last fight. I don't know where they've gone to. They don't seem to be in those nests.
Well, I was just thinking, potentially, I mean, they've probably dropped a lot of people off this chasm. And I would say there could be a lot of things there that they could have collected that could be useful to us.
Yeah, you're right. It seems their main way of feeding, or one of their ways of feeding.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm fairly hurt. I would rather, if we were to do that, to come back in an hour or two.
And how pissed off do you think they'd be if we burnt their nests down?
Much more than they are right now.
Doesn't give them much opportunity to recoup and attack us in the future.
How far does it look down? Is it over 100?
Burn it all.
How far does it look down? What do you mean?
We get to the edge there and we look straight down.
Yeah, well, like you're sort of right on the edge of basically nothing. You have been for a while.
Oh, it goes down into the darkness, does it?
It goes down to the world. It goes down to the light, funnily enough. Up to the darkness, down to the light. You can, in the far distance, see the world. I suppose you got a nat 20 perception, so you probably got a good look at it. Yeah, and just you notice the world again. Green grounds of things. Like it's sort of a bit blurry from this height up, but you see it.
Kind of looking over the edge, almost hypnotized at what the nine hells am I looking down into?
I would say you probably can sort of make out some trees, make out the ocean, make out the outline of a beach.
I think I found that beauty you were talking about, Thistle. But I don't think we have time to tarry, and how are we going to get across this huge gap?
We climb down.
We gotta climb down, and then we gotta climb up and look at things.
Like it's about a 40-foot climb down to the next platform, and then a bit of a trek, and then a bit of a climb up again, I think.
If you say there are nests out there, maybe we can try to have a look. See if we can just maybe check out one or two.
I mean, I'm okay with just marching on and getting down and up. What say you all?
I don't think we have much choice.
Yeah, but you just say the direction that you were going, you will walk under a harpy nest in after 2 climbs and about 100 feet of walking before you get to the bridge.
There's only really 2 that we can see. Well, that Baracus can see that we'd have easier access if we follow our past.
Yes, the way you're going, you're basically going to go right near 2.
Yeah, cool.
It doesn't look like we're in kind of throwing range of any of these nests. If Week, you have any of that handy fire in a bottle or something of sorts?
I won't stop you if you want to burn them, but I feel like that might escalate things. If they figure out we're from a waste, it might start a war. I'd rather not.
Pretty hard to start a war when you have your whole home burnt down.
Who says that's just their home? We can only see 3 nests, but there could be like 50 for all we know.
That's 3 less.
Always up for starting a war, but I think today is not the day.
I think strike when the iron's hot. We have the advantage at the moment. We've already been victorious in our last fight.
Chuck's almost dead. I'm very injured. I'm not going to participate in this fight if this is happening. I don't have a choice in the matter.
So, what say you?
Well, I'm still in Donkey Kong Thumb, so I don't know if Chuck can still translate for me or if Callum still has that spell up. So I don't know if people can actually understand what I'm saying. But if I could say something, and like, now's not the right time. We need to heal our party. We need to get people healthy before we move on or do something as drastic as that.
Hey, Thistle, can I ride on your back down there? Because I'm not a good climber. Just give me 1 ooh for yes and 2 ooh for no.
I'd make 1 ooh noise.
And I clamber on top of her back, grabbing onto a fur, like a little monkey.
Okay.
I pat him on the head. Make sure that he's safe and secure.
Now, are you like holding onto her chest or her back? Like, you like cradle like a baby or piggyback?
I think piggyback, just around her neck, on her shoulders, sort of thing.
Or sitting on the shoulder, or like sitting with your head between your legs. Like,
Yeah, I'll just find something comfortable and sort of grab her around the neck.
You're more protected down in the baby hold.
Does she have a baby hold? I don't think girls have baby holds. They're not marsupials.
More so on the chest side rather than the back, because then at least you won't get attacked by anything.
But it's so slippery, and I don't want to
Do you want
rope on her nipples.
Do you want harpies to come down and grab you?
Okay, I'll. If you insist.
And anyways, you're still tied on, so she'll have to go in your position, which is fine. But yeah, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, you are still tied on, whether you want, because you've got to climb down now. So I don't know if being tied on is what you want to be right now. But
I was just about to say, do we want to untie ourselves? I think it'd be best now. I could use a rope as like I'll put it around her neck and hang off from the body, and I think that would be the way to go.
Would, but I think maybe while we're climbing down is the time that we would need to be tethered.
do we have another rope?
I wish.
Or we had another rope somewhere?
I think we got 7 foot of rope. That's about it.
Ah, goddamn, that octopus raft. Yeah, that's right. Well, I just have to climb down this rock. Doesn't seem...
We'll be right. And if not, be a glorious death.
Well, since we are tied up, should we have Chuck go first or last? Maybe we should have the best climbers go last.
Agreed.
So that means it'll be Chuck, then me, then Tweak, then Big Red, and then Buck Callum.
Whatever works.
Alright, well, Chuck says, since Mimbo is away, he says, well, I will give it a try. I'm not much of a climber. But you have the rope, and like it'd basically just be... Okay, so Chuck goes to climb down and instantly sort of falls off the rope and sort of just slips and is having a bad time. But then since Candle is right after him and they're attached on the rope, it's really... Candle just has a climb speed, so I'm going to give Candle just a bit of an athletics check whether he can just climb down. Yeah, Candle's sort of able to just tough it out and thing. Tweak. Let's see how your climbing ability is and whether there's any chaos is going to ensue.
I'm just climbing onto her chest.
So you're still tied up in the rope. So you just sort of untying yourself out of the rope?
Yeah, I'll untie myself. My boa could climb quite well, I would say, and it has these little spurs in its feet that I put in there.
I think getting yourself out of the rope, I'm going to assume that it was tied up in a way where you can do that. I don't know enough about rope chains to know if that's possible, but it feels like it might be. So I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and say that you can get out. So that would mean, Thistle, are you going? Did you want to climb down before the rest of the roped up chain people, or do you want to go just at the end?
I'll think that since I've got Tweak with me, I might try and go first. So
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
You just have a climb speed, and you're just carrying Tweak, and you're a gorilla, so climbing down some rock that's like not.
I'm actually 8, but yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Well, it's not like for any like primate experts out there, but you know, which we respect that there are different primates. I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking at my microphone like I'm giving a serious note to someone. So we respect different kinds of primates, but you know, it's all slang, and it's fantasy.
So yeah, I'm gonna climb down first. Tweak.
Yep, you can just do that. And so Chuck has a bad time, gets a few little extra scrapes coming down, but I'm not going to punish him for not being here because he's not feeling well. And so, yeah, Baracus, let's see how well you climb.
Okay. I got a 13.
Yeah, that'll do it. It's not great difficulty. And then Kralin.
Okay. 5.
Okay, you fall. Give me. So that means you fall. So Baracus, give me a strength save.
Save, okay. 19.
Yeah. So Callum falls away, just as like hits a loose rock, and it just doesn't hold, and he falls, and basically the chain starts almost pulling Baracus down. I am going to say, Callum, that you take 1 bludgeoning damage as you smack against the wall. When the rope sort of jerks you, and then you get jerked into the wall.
Yep.
But you're otherwise fine. And you're basically right next to Candle would help you climb down at this point. It's only a 40 feet climb. And since Baracus is rolling, Baracus is at the top now, so and Candle is basically helping you and Chuck, so we can make our way down.
Bit hairy.
Then it's basically just a 60-foot thing across. Still Defender better give me an athletics check as well as he climbs down.
Ooh. So I got 12.
12 is just what you needed. It's not too hard a climbing check. It manages to climb down. So you're still tied together, and it's basically just a 60-foot march across to the other side, and then another slightly smaller climb across. Again, since you're in 8 form, you can just climb up with Tweak.
Too easy.
And then the rest of the group, how do you want to tackle this next climb up?
Probably the opposite, I'd assume.
Okay. So, Baracus, give me an athletics check as you start the climb up.
Nat 1, that is.
Okay, so in that 1, you go to try to climb up. Callan, give me your athletics check.
4.
Okay. So, Baracus, you go to start climbing up, and you get about 5 feet up, and Callum just has to start climbing because there's only 5 feet of rope behind you. And then he starts climbing, and then you just don't manage to. You fail badly, and your strength gives out, and you take Callum with you. And basically, I'm gonna roll 2d6, and you're gonna take half of the damage each. 7. I'm gonna round it up because I'm a jerk. You both take 4 damage.
No, it should be he takes 4, I take 3, so 7.
Yeah, he was higher.
You prick.
Dude, it makes a difference at this point. One health is literally
You dying prick.
1 health is literally 10% of my life.
I will take it.
I could have cast Featherfall, but it all happened so quickly.
How long has Thistle? Have you already gone up with Tweak?
Yeah, I would have climbed up with Tweak first.
Yeah. So at this point, you can see the edge of the bridge in the distance, and you can also see the harpy nest that I was pointed out to you by Baracus. About 40 feet ahead of you, and about 40 feet up, on sort of like a craggy thing.
Well, I'll find a safe place to put Tweak down, and then I'll just keep an eye out on the people traveling up in case they need an extra hand.
It also does start to seem to open up a little bit, almost like as if there's like not a deep cave exactly, but just sort of an indent in the rock to your right. So it starts to open up a little bit.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Okay, take 2 for the climbers.
So who's this going to be? Callum and I?
Yeah, Baracus, you're at the front. Unless you want Chuck to give it a try.
It's all right. I went for that handhold at a 9.
Not rolling well. Nor am
You got
I.
a 9.
Yeah.
Don't we have a guidance here in the group? Oh well.
Could I give them guidance to help them?
Not in gorilla form, unfortunately.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
Okay, so again, I will get Callum to do his athletics check.
15.
Okay, so Baracus, you start climbing, you get about 15 feet up. Callum, you get about 10 feet up, and I'm going to make you make a strength save.
Myself or Brackus?
You. So basically hold on as Baracus falls away.
17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, Baracus, you just take 5 damage as you smack hard against the wall. Basically, you fell 10 feet and smacked against the side of the wall as Callum held on.
Honk.
Payback, I guess.
But Callum is able to make the rest of the climb, and with Candle helping you, you're able to make it. And Chuck has a pretty hard time, but Candle is able to hold on. Okay. You guys get to the top. It's only a 30-foot climb. I think I've done enough, given you guys enough damage for a short climb. But I think being tied together is not necessarily the best thing for a climb like that. Debatable, I suppose.
No, I'd say it's actually way better than not. Because if he'd fallen, worse that could happen if you're on a rope, it's the next person would do a save, and the next person.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's similar to like if you're climbing with a climbing kit, in the sense that you can't fall, I think above 25 feet or something. You kind of anchored each other's anchor points.
Yeah, I suppose it's like insurance. Anyway, I don't do a lot of spelunking. Although it will happen on a glacier in New Zealand once, that was fun. Anyway, you make it to the other side. You climb up this little rock, and it does start to open up a little bit. You do see that there is this harpy nest about 40 feet ahead of you, and you do start, and, well, Chuck wouldn't see it. Callum wouldn't see it. Chuck's not here, and Candle is me, so there's a bridge ahead.
Eyes up. There's another nest coming up. How's everyone looking? I didn't take much in the last fight, so I'm okay, but about you all?
I feel great.
So,
Yeah.
I give you 1 grunt.
We get to some some solid ground.
I'm alright myself. I mean, this seems like solid ground here if we want to just get a rest done. Depends. We want to stay tied together, or do we want to keep on moving and take the bridge now?
I think we're doing well, apart from a few slips. Just keep an eye on on Chuck there. He's not looking to crash. What?
Can any of you see the harpies?
You can't see any, and you can give me perception checks. See if you can hear them.
26.
9.
26? No, you can't hear any harpies. It's actually eerily quiet.
Odd. And they definitely came this way, didn't they?
Did they?
Actually, with a 26 in this close proximity, you could even like hear sounds coming from like the mushroom forest of like just like unidentifiable like
That we weren't taught about.
just like you're not really sure. Just like, but with a 26, like you hear stuff like you hear distant sounds that you're really not sure what they are, but there are distant sounds from above you.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'll keep having an ear out, listening for new sounds.
Yeah, like nothing. Like you just sort of hear sounds in the distant without like nothing too specific. Just like things, but that you can just hear little bits of movement, but like nothing fast or predatory, and it's all pretty distant. It's just like when you're in a forest, it's not quiet, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, do we keep pushing onto this bridge or look for a place of shelter? Because this isn't all that sheltered.
Well, Brax, you're looking ahead, and it's not too bad. Like you can kind of understand why the harpies picked this for a reason. There's like lots of little rocky, craggy, rocky bits sticking out, and little semi-caves. There are places where you could shelter, and you wouldn't be too close to a ledge.
I mean, looking around, we're kind of in the nest of the beast, so to speak. But I mean, I've seen you looking better, Calm. But a rest would be a while. At least take us an hour. Kind of up to you. You're looking the dodgiest.
Yes, I'd say I am. Yeah, we could look if we need to take a rest now. I can. I'd rather push on through this because I don't think the harpies will let us. But it wouldn't surprise me if they've gone out looking for reinforcements.
Yeah, I don't think this is a very defensible position from multiple directions. My vote, Marjon.
I mean, you could take the last healing potion I have.
No, keep that. If someone does go down, that's much more useful.
Oh no, and I have a greater potion of healing too. Maybe just hold on to this healing potion. Oh wait, no, if you're down, it's pretty hard to drink it.
You're looking like a steady hit would fell you there, Callum. Just come over here. Let me look at that arm, and I'll just kind of I'll pump some healing into you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, let's go for 5. That's healing.
You take this normal healing potion, and if we do encounter anyone, just drink it before we go into combat.
Okay, appreciate it.
Way we can get out of this. Oh,
Be 50 gold pieces.
That'll be 50 gold pieces of heal.
let's just add it to his tab and move on.
Well, while before we start moving, I'm going to put my hands out to Tweak to pick him up.
I am currently nestled in your breast.
I thought I put you down. Like, I kind of grunt.
I hold on for dear life. And then I go down.
You could very easily walk here, but that's okay. So yeah, you make it along. It's like just another 60-foot walk to the bridge, I put my fingers in the quote. It's not actually a bridge. It's stone, and it looks like it looks like basically dwarven architecture and like something that is structural, but it's definitely seen better days. But it looks like it will get you across, and it looks relatively solid.
There's no like gaps or anything we need to jump.
No, it is fully continuous. You can give me a perception check. I think, Callum, you won't really be able to tell anything without going closer.
Yeah.
But everyone else can do a visual appraisal.
What about 19?
19. You've been looking at this bridge for a while as it's gotten come closer and closer. What else do people get for perception?
14 plus 6, so 20.
Okay. Tweak.
9.
Tweak, it looks fully good. You should have no problem walking across it. Brackus, you've been looking at this thing for a while. You've had the benefit of like extra time as you guys were climbing and walking across a little bit. And when you were underneath and you had the extra vision, you saw that in the middle, there's a section where it's actually the stone underneath is a bit less sound. Whereas Thistle, you didn't notice this until you got a bit closer and you were sort of looking at it from above, and you sort of saw that some of those stones in the middle were not as perfectly aligned as the stones on the edges. In fact, that whole 10-foot section of stones in the middle, they're all out of line.
Okay.
So we've got some hollow sections in this bridge up here.
You're not 100% sure how much weight it could take, but you don't think it should be tested in any degree. It's basically a 10-foot section right in the middle that looks somewhat structurally precarious.
So I can get an idea of where it might be safer to avoid and kind of just avoid the middle.
So there is it's a 10-foot section of the whole 10-foot section of the middle looks not as structurally sound as the rest. So you'd have to jump a 10-foot section to avoid it as you're crossing this bridge, to avoid it completely.
Got a bit of a jump on our hands, people. Right in the middle there, right in the belly of this thing.
And if it were to actually fall, it would be a literal jump.
We can make it.
Look down.
I have feather fall still.
I peer over the edge. Feather fall into what, little buddy?
We can give you a chance to hold on to the ledge. Might even allow you to climb better.
Yeah, we're gonna have to untie ourselves and can't make a big jump while we're tied up.
Indeed, yeah, I was thinking that. So,
How wide was the bridge?
It ranges actually like 20 feet at the wider section, but towards the middle it does sort of thin out a little bit. But it is sort of still like 15 feet wide in the middle.
Okay, so we could have someone like maybe Thistle would be a good option to stand on the other side and kind of help receive people jumping.
even just kind of stand over there with a length of the rope, stay and as anchored as you can, and would kind of jump over. And if we fall, we'll have that rope.
I mean, we can use the rope, but we just can't be tied together.
Indeed, yeah. So I am untying myself of this, but I'll kind of hold on to one length.
Oh, I never got the Steel Defender to make the climb up.
I can do that.
You have to do that.
Just see, like, I thought it never rolled over. It's just been down there a really long time, and everyone just forgot about it.
Man, I rolled 8 again. So, what was that? 12.
Just enough, damn it.
I've rolled 8 like 5 times.
I'm going to say it did take a little while, because it was just enough. It was taking its sweet time, but it does eventually join Yeah. So how do you want to take on this next obstacle? And you are, as you're sort of looking at this, you do have, if you're looking dead on the bridge, there's a harpiness 20 feet behind where you just came from, 40 feet up, sticking out of like a rocky crag.
Loose and fancy free. Let's do this.
I mean, look, I am an opportunistic guy. Me and Thistle could climb up there right now. That one wouldn't be too hard to get.
You're also potentially provoking them.
This is true.
Don't poke a bear while it's cornered.
I start poking myself and thinking I'm a bear. Nothing happens.
And the one by the bridge is on the sort of like on the other side, sticking way out of like this really just rocky crag from out above, and it's sort of sticking out about 20 feet out into the chasm. And now that you've sort of gone further in, you do see a couple more harpy nests. One more on this side. It's would be about a 60-foot climb past the bridge, and it doesn't look as easy as the climb you've just done. It looks like it would be quite difficult. And you do see another one on the other side. Only Baracus would see this about sort of... Well, it's across the chasm, so he would only see it for that reason anyway. And it's about another 40 feet past the bridge. So you see 5 harpy nests in total.
Yep, we're surrounded by nests. What are we going to do? We ready to make this jump?
We'll keep going. Who's going first?
I start preparing myself and telling people to clear the way so I can make my jump.
Hey, wait. Maybe we can mark it, like where we gotta jump.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, it wouldn't help you though, would it? But it would definitely help me. I ain't so good at jumping these days.
Well, I think Thistle could make it over probably better than all of us. And Thistle, while you're over there, just point where the closest part of the ledge would be.
Or it might be just as in over this side, marking it this side, as in from where to jump. We just put a stone down. You got some chalk, Tweet?
Okie dokie, let me just get out here and do some measurements.
And I'll kind of indicate where that dodgy stone is, and I'll say to mark behind that.
Well, are you skilled with masonry, Tweak?
No.
Give me an investigation nonetheless, as you're sort of having a look at this and getting ready to mark it and getting some tools out.
I have urban infrastructure.
Yeah.
What am I rolling?
This is kind of urban infrastructure. Just roll me an investigation. Yeah, like you have knowledge of building shit.
19.
Okay. So you actually think that this, yes, it's not structurally sound and it shouldn't be tested. You think you and a buddy of your size working across it wouldn't be a problem. You think Baracus in his heavy armor with all his stuff maybe he should jump. But maybe it'll be fine. Callum in his lighter armor or Skinny Candle or Skinny Chuck, they'd be okay. As long as it was just them and only them.
Doesn't look too structurally sound there. We should probably take it light and easy across it. The rest of you can jump. I can certainly make it across.
Yeah, you think Thistle probably in her Thistle form probably shouldn't test it, and the ape looks kind of heavy in the ape form as well. So, but you definitely would have no problem walking across.
Well, I'll walk across it, and then I can sort of guide people as they jump.
Basically, I wasn't going to outright kill you if you just walked across this thing. It just might have not fully held.
I'm going to cross.
You get across?
I survived. The next lightest person should come across.
Probably Chuck.
Yes, I can go. Okay. Wait, let me do a thing. He casts invisibility on himself and disappears and walks across. Just in case there are any more harpies, I don't want to be seen.
Certainly an improvement.
I suppose next would be either me or you, Callum.
Yeah, probably. I'm just looking up. I've got about, including the stuff I'm carrying, I am about 250 pounds.
I'll be about the same, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah. Well, you go then. I'll see how I go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump it and see how I go. I'll get a running start. I'm still a good runner for the sprint. Yeah, so this candle gets a big running start almost from the other side of the bridge and just hoofs it, and then just leaps across and like clears like probably 14 feet right over this section.
Yeah, well, I'll probably try and jump it too. It's probably safest. I mean, we're just using long jump rules, or are you doing a roll as well?
I'm just doing athletics rolls to see if you can beat your main roll. It's like a jump you sort of can fully psych yourself out and try to prepare for.
Athletics. Well, I mean, if it's athletics, I might just be more likely to just walk because my athletics not good.
Yeah, yeah, you can just walk.
Because I mean, if it's just long jump rules and then acrobatics or something, that's different. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, take this length of rope. I'm gonna hold on to this to the main thing of it, and when you're over there, then I'll jump because I'm heavy. So if I go down,
I go to grab Callum's arm because could I, like, swing Callum under my back and I did the jump over for the two of us?
It would be made. It would give you some like pretty bad disadvantage to be carrying that much weight.
Well, he can't be that fat.
It's 200 pounds. It's like a 100-kilo dude. Like apes are strong, but
Go over the other side and grab my arm if I need to.
All right, well then I'll go ahead of Callum.
so are you gonna jump across or are you just gonna walk across?
I'm jumping. I'm not going over that thing. I know I'll fall.
I think ape is just strong enough to clear the distance without a roll.
Oh, okay.
Well, how long's the jump then?
It's like 10 feet.
Oh, I've got 10 strength. I can do it then.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Well, that's what I was asking about the jumping rules.
Oh yeah. Well, I kind of use both. Athletics is just to beat that.
Okay, I get you now. Yeah, cool. So I'm over then too.
Because we probably spent way too long quibbling about how far you could jump. We definitely did because you can just do it.
we don't have to roll. Like that's completely different. All right, let's just get across.
Yeah.
We're
Boa,
gonna have to roll and contest and all that. Yeah.
I think Boa will be loud enough to walk across the bridge.
He could jump it.
Jump, Boa. You can make it.
Definitely gonna be a bit hard coming back this way though. But I've been here once before. It's not too far to Homestead from here. It shouldn't be too far. But don't come out this way though, because the harpies don't wanna. This is their territory. We got ours.
I mean, we could just like come back and wipe them off the map, and then I could build a bridge. I'm very good at building things.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's not that close. We're still a half a day away.
Do you know any safe places on the way there?
Maybe, but not this far out. I don't know. Like, no one really knows this area that much. I know some people were talking about. I remember a few years back, someone was talking about some kind of defenses. I don't know, like long-range defenses, but I can't remember. I don't really remember having any details of that. So I don't know. Not this far out, like I say. But I reckon we should be alright to get out of the Harpies' lair. And they probably don't go that way very much. They probably stick to this area.
I'm just saying, I'm not above genocide.
I get that. I can see it in your eyes. I've seen that before. So now that you're on the sort of walking towards the other side of the chasm, you can see that there is some just like a door, not a doorway, like a tunnel, 10 foot by sort of 8 foot high, 10 foot wide by 8 foot high, leading away from the chasm.
Let's have a peek down this, and I mean, we could even have a rest in this tunnel if we needed to.
I don't think we'd have to worry about the harpies too much in this tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. It's just whatever's on the other side.
Yeah, I figure whatever they probably put up defenses because they didn't want the harpies getting too close and luring people away. A half day for one of us could be a lot less for a flying harpy.
That's true. Oh, let's have a look in here.
Yeah, who wants to have a look? Yeah, give me a perception check.
I
I'll go up with Callum.
suppose I'm more putting an ear to it. 11.
Yeah, I'll travel up with him.
Okay, give me your listen check then, Chuck. Or come.
Just 11.
Yeah, you don't really. The wind is still quite noisy when you just look like peering in.
I rolled a 14.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. It doesn't seem like the ruins you came from, the dwarven side. It seemed to be a weird mix of like battle damaged but oddly preserved, and completely gutted. Or like there was a little bit of in between that, but not much. This one seems to be more of that little sort of in between. Like it seems like it's structural and you should be fine going in there, but you do see little cave-ins here and there. But it looks safe and you don't see any movement or hear anything of that nature.
Well, I kind of do some charades with my hands and tell Callum it's safe to go forward.
Oh, let's move on. No point standing in the wind.
And Callum's like, well, I can understand you because I still have to speak with beasts.
No. That spell's gone.
So does that mean we have candle in the wind at the moment?
I can see you live my life like a candle in the wind. Maybe. Candle in the dark. Still dark. I don't know. That was my awesome tabaxi name. And he's been around way longer than I expected him to be.
Thought of the irony of candles and winds. It just made me think of the Elton John song.
I think that's more serendipity than irony. I think, but I'm probably wrong. Ash, you're the literary guy. Is that serendipity?
Not right now. I know what the hell you guys are on. That's my.
Might just be coincidental. Most things that like people think are ironic are just coincidence. Anyway, I don't want to get into literary semantics. But yeah, you could go into this thing. It seems to just go onward. You're not sure how much longer it does, but it looks like it will be relatively safe from the harpies because they're pretty well bottlenecked.
Well, I suppose go in maybe 100 feet and have a bit of a rest there, you reckon?
Yeah. I'll be worse than here.
If we must, yes, let's do it. Get it over and done with, and then get to this sanctuary.
Okay. Find the comfiest looking patch of ground and sit.
I mean, it looks like you've just been in sort of like a more craggy area. It looks flat and like relatively smooth stone, if not weathered. So yeah, you reckon you could lie down here and be relatively comfortable. If you put your bedroll down, you think you would be comfortable. Comfortable as it gets down here, anyway. I think the best sleep you had was in the forge area. And this is like, that stone was a little bit more well preserved. This stone's a bit more weathered, but it's relatively comparable because there's no heat. Maybe it's a little bit drafty because of the wind, but not 100 feet in. It wouldn't be too bad.
When are we going to get a rest that was as good as that forge back there?
Hopefully, maybe tonight, if it's half a day away.
My hopes.
Yeah, if we make good time, we might make it. Might be able to have drinks at the tap house. That'd be nice.
Drinks are on you, Ken, if we get you there.
You guys kept everything. You guys gonna give me a cut? I kind of feel like I earned it.
He makes a good point.
I'll give you a cut and I'll pull out my dagger. I'll sit down.
Settle down.
Twisted sense of humor there, Baracus.
I'll take one of them potions of watchful rest. Maybe some of them coins and some valuable stuff. I don't know. Coins are kind of useful, but like not everyone. It's just sort of helps to make the world go around. But you're better off bartering, and you guys have got some good stuff, especially them potions. Them potions of watchful rest. They'll be I reckon they're worth something down here.
Yeah, did we decide who that potion could go to, or would best be going to?
I think Thistle had them all at the moment because, I mean, while they're great and all, we've got someone who can already do that, just by nature.
That's what me got. So give me one. Well, give me all three, and that's a good cut for me.
Fuck off. You ain't ripping us off that badly.
I know. I have earned at least one, though, I reckon.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
one.
I'm not going to dispute that. It's just you're talking up how valuable they'll be, and then you're taking probably one of the most valuable things we have.
Hey. There's a reason I'm down here, you know.
Yeah,
I
I
can
know.
give you this. I can give you this potion. Don't be confused. It's inside a water skin, but it is a very powerful potion.
It's just water. I mean, I'll take water skin, I suppose. It's not really that valuable. They got a couple of tanners in Homestead.
No, I'm not thinking my water skin. Let's get to Homestead.
I have a diamond
Yeah, I'll take that and the potion.
Oh,
Fair
and a
trade.
potion.
I quickly take the diamond out of Tweak's hand and just like, no.
Make a dexterity.
I don't know. Yeah, did you?
Yes,
Let's do this.
I would.
Contested sleight of hand checks.
Oh, okay.
That's my sleight of hand.
15.
17. That's my plus
Right.
2.
I feel like Tweak's getting a little bit fancy, like sort of doing some juggling acts, like some like contact juggling with this diamond, just sort of rolling it around and upside down, like in the labyrinth. David Bone Labyrinth's a great display of contact juggling. And this will just sort of yoinks it.
You're lucky you're an ape.
We can discuss pay when we get there. Who's to say that we'll all make it anyways?
We should be alright at this point. We're almost home free. I kind of know the way now. Kinda.
Wait, weren't we supposed to help you get back to where you needed to go?
I was sent to try to find Meeraiya. What I found was y'all, and Big Red over there was wearing his armor and carrying his sword.
But who sent you?
Yes. So we're following you back because we found him. So we don't owe you shit.
You owe us. You pay for our services.
I'm happy to split some stuff, but don't get demanding about it.
I was kidding. I'm not trying to be demanding. I'm just trying to get a little bit of the cut, that's all.
Yeah. And anyways, we can figure that out once we get there.
You get nothing and you'll be happy.
You'll get something.
I feel like I helped out. I feel like without me, I'm just saying, like, we're not a bad team. I'd prefer to work alone, but we're not a bad team.
All right, give him the diamond.
I'd rather kind of want that potion now. Just give me a potion and maybe a little bit. We'll figure out the rest. Like,
Can I hold the diamond up, like, at my level, like, over my head, and you just see Tweak jumping up for it?
Oh, Tweak doesn't jump for anyone. Pull my crossbow out and shoot you in the kneecap now.
one potion and an agreement that I'm allowed to tell people about what we know about the other side of the chasm.
Not the forge.
Not the forge, but the zombie dwarves.
I think you'd have to be selective with who you tell.
Information is pretty valuable down here. What about I get to have a copy of the map y'all been making?
Yes, I can do you a copy. I was going to suggest that too.
I reckon that and one of them potions, and we're square.
I hate to be honest here, but that last little bit of climbing and jack shit that we just got ourselves out of there. Yeah, he did play an integral part to that.
And also first dibs agreement on the harpy nests.
Oh, yeah.
So we might have a little bit of race. See who gets there first, maybe.
I feel like we've made a monster.
Like as I say, I work alone most of the time, and I just try to survive. I was doing a favor for someone I would have favored to try to find Orion, and then, well, had to get back somehow, and you guys proved very resourceful. And I found out stuff I didn't know about down here. That's useful. But I ain't one looking to fuck anyone over. What we found down here is sort of a shared secret of sort. But nothing stays secret down here for too long. Well, that's not true. But, you know, everything comes to light one day. That's not true either. You know what I'm saying. People figure shit out. I'm assuming all this conversation is happening as you're taking a short rest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can start rolling hit dice, take your short rest abilities. We can continue having a conversation.
Really quickly, because I don't have all the ape stuff up in front of me, but what's the hit dice for that?
Do you get your hit dice as a form?
I don't know.
I think you're only level 4 druid. So how long can you be in your beast form for? Is it half your level or?
haven't even read that yet. Let me look at my features. I can stay in beast shape for 2 hours before reverting back to my normal form. So has it been 2 hours?
You can do the short rest.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure of the hit dice. I didn't have that open. Sorry.
Yes, you can use your beast form hit dice to heal up. So you just go to maximum 8 form. You'll have 8 form for about, let's say half an hour at the end of the short rest.
Okay, thanks.
And you get both your beast, your wild shapes back as well during the short rest.
Yay!
We'll let Chuck roll his hit dice. We'll probably just do that off camera, off microphone. There's no camera rolling.
Or is there?
Yeah, I don't know. What do y'all want to see in Homestead? There's a few things I'm sure you'll be interested in. We do have a priest. There is a tap house.
Do you have any young gnomes?
How young?
I just look at you weirdly.
All gnomes tend to be pretty old. We got a couple of gnomes down here. One gnome, there's a guy that runs the bunkhouse. Can't remember his name though. He's a bit weird. Sort of doesn't say a lot. Darker skinned than you though.
Old the bunkhouse?
I don't sleep in town, so I don't go there much. But I know that it's run by a little dark skinned gnome, gray skinned fella.
Oh yes, I've heard of those gnomes. They usually dwell underground. I think I've met some before too.
There is someone's running a little potion shop. I go in there occasionally to give them supplies that I found. Sometimes I tend not to. Potions are too expensive for my blood. Unless I can get something, unless I find something, I tend not to buy. Food's expensive enough down here sometimes.
What's the best place to trade in oddities found on the road?
There's a couple of little halflings. They like to barter, trade, barter, what have you. So I'll try to give you a fair deal.
Well, it sounds lively, that's for sure.
I'm sure you'll need to check in with the leadership and everything. Yeah. Suppose we'll get into that as we have to later. And I think that's what we'll call it for this episode. A little bit of extra foreshadowing of what you'll find at Homestead. That's it for this episode of the High or Lows podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, you can find us on Twitter at High or Lows with underscores between the words, or you can find me at Feepster.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a 5-star rating and review, which is one of the best ways you can support us. You can also join the discussion on our Reddit and Facebook pages, or even our Discord server, and maybe play some games with us. Links can be found in the description below. Special thanks to Sirenscape for the background audio and Alex McPherson for providing the opening theme. I hope you can all join us next time as we continue on our adventure.